This is my XGear compound bow. We have some instructions, we have some attachments, and the bow itself. Okay, in the component bag is 3 Allen wrenches. This one actually goes to these 2 bolts with washers that hold the sight bar on. A blade holder which goes in, and 2 sights. Now the blade holder, you can have your choice between the front or the back. As my old bow, my old Warthog had in front, I'm going to put it in front. Although I suppose you could adjust it out if you wanted to. It looks pretty good. And this goes over here. There's a little leeway here to move this about. I know I'm going to want it further up. So take the pull, and when it comes, this is very tight. Clockwise tightens the pull. It's probably not going to be tightenable when you get it. It'll probably be at max. And turning it counterclockwise. Turning it counterclockwise loosens the pull and reduces it down from 70. Each full turn is supposed to be 5 pounds. You need to do both sides evenly and never do more than 2 turns on a side before doing the other side. As you loosen the limbs, this will pull further away from this part of the stock. I had to loosen this because I couldn't even pull it back at the first point. When I got this, this was flush, and it was set at the highest poundage. I've mounted an old sight of mine, which I'm going to try at first instead of the pins. Put an arrow on the blade rest. It should be perpendicular to the blade rest. Get it as perpendicular as you can. And then move up. Move these up so your spot for knocking is where you want it. I'm going to move this up a little bit. Move this up. Pretty much perpendicular. That looks good to me. Seems I had an audience for my test firing. These ladies watched me the whole time. Obviously, I'm going to need some practice. Unfortunately, a problem developed. The string stopper, whatever you want to call it, came out. But on its own, just fell right out. I was lucky I found it. And the Allen wrenches they provide are either too big or too small to adjust this. You can't even put it back in and tighten it. The other thing that's wrong with the bow is that over here, this arrow rest is very flimsy, and you can't tighten it enough so it won't move. So you'll never be sure of how to adjust so that your arrows always go in the same place. The plate that holds the sighting pins stays in place well enough, but the pins, which have no instructions on how to apply them to the plate, don't seem to stay in place. Considering that this thing just fell off, I'm thinking that the quality of this bow isn't worth buying accessories for. Overall, this was a lower priced bow that had some problems. The seller, Leader Accessories, was quick to refund my money, so at least the seller is reliable. Overall, the draw let-off is fantastic. I had it set to 29 inches for the draw, and I use a 28, and I had no problem holding it. The let-off was just terrific. If you're looking for an inexpensive bow, you could at least hunt with this. So I'm giving this 2.5 stars out of 5. It's not quite up to a 3, but 2.5, especially since the seller is a reliable seller. Thank you for watching from wildernessliving.work. If you love the wilderness and you love mysteries, Imagine a wilderness guide who solves mysteries like Michael Connelly's Harry Bosch. If you like C.J. Box's Joe Pickett, if you like Dana Stabnow's Kate Chugat, you'll love Winslow. Check it out at winslowdoyle.com.